People often report to me, and I know I experienced it myself, when they're experiencing what's been called the pain body. If you've heard of that, Eckhart Tolle. I always wonder if I'm pronouncing his name right, Eckhart Tolle. His description or his naming of stored emotional pain, he called it the pain body. Something that can lay dormant within someone for a while, maybe can be felt as a dull kind of resistance when it's not active, but it can be triggered by things. So certain events, certain words, certain situations can trigger a very strong emotional response in someone, where they go from being okay to suddenly being furious or really depressed or on a rampage of worry or something like that. So stored pain, stored negative energy that can become triggered. And when people start to realize that they have this, for me, it was often felt as a lot of heat and just general resistance that would often feed into thoughts about not doing something properly, or regretting something, or anger about something, or frustration about something. When you start to feel what's happening, that this energy sort of wakes up sometimes and likes to feed on negativity, and it's something you're not really doing yourself, it's just something that's happening of its own accord. When you realize that and you start to gradually ease your resistance against it and start to become aware that it's not really who you are, it just kind of hijacks your mind for a while, that's supposed to make it better. When you don't resist it, when it's okay, when you realize that maybe on some level it's trying to help you, or it's just old stored energy that was never released. But what can happen is that sometimes it feels like it's getting worse, maybe much worse. Maybe it's flaring up more often, maybe it feels more intense when it does come. And that's quite normal, and it's probably for a few reasons. One could be that it's getting released. So it's like the shackles are being taken off that denser energy. You're not suppressing it so much now. You're not lost in it so much now. You're not always fighting it. So it's like the lid is lifted. And so all that denser energy starts to be released. And as it's released, you experience it more as it comes to the surface and kind of bubbles up. So it can feel on the surface that it's getting worse, but it's actually ejecting itself. The other reason it feels more, or it can feel more intense, is maybe because if that energy feels threatened. It's like if someone's in a negative state and you give them a reason to not be negative, they can come across as very defensive of their negativity. So that can be that negative, painful energy trying to protect itself. And if it feels threatened by you no longer fighting against it, because it knows that it needs a fight to survive, then it might create more drama, more attempts to get you into a fighting relationship with it so it can survive. But whatever the reason is, it's all okay, and it's all quite normal for the pain body to feel like it's getting worse when it should be getting better. And it's easy to fall into the habit or trap of thinking where you think you must be doing something wrong because it's getting worse. It should be getting better. What am I doing wrong? And then you can get back into resistance. But it's all okay. Not resisting it can be very hard because it's the whole energy of the emotional pain or stored pain consists of resistance. And what can be very helpful is to not worry too much about what happens when it does come, but to focus more on the good stuff when it's not there. So appreciating that you feel clearer, or appreciating that you feel free, appreciating that you feel light or happy. Doing all of those things when those pain body occurrences or flare-ups aren't there means that you gradually strengthen your good vibration, rather than being a vibrational match to all the old pain that can still be there. And gradually that stored pain can fizzle out by itself without you even wanting it to, without you even realizing it's going. You might realize in a few weeks that you haven't had so many of these flare-ups, only because you've been focused more on what you would prefer, which is lighter feelings, a feeling of ease or joy or lightness, ease. It can be easy to almost get obsessed with the pain body or obsessed with thoughts in an attempt to fix them, thinking that the best experience is still yet to come, like it's on the other side of liberation or releasing all the old pain. But that mentality will just keep you feeling like you're stuck in a war. Don't worry about the pain body. Don't worry about any thought that you have. If possible, almost trick your system into feeling lighter, just by asking yourself, how would it feel? How would it feel to feel lighter? How does freedom feel? How does abundance feel? And you start to realize that you have these unconditional vibrations or energies in yourself that feel a lot nicer than pain, because they're higher frequencies, they're less dense, and they're closer to who you truly are. They're more in alignment with who you truly are. And that helps.